Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And as you guys can see from the title of the video, yes, we're going to be talking about LCX, and history has been made, and it looks like nobody even cared about it. It's pretty funny. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about how big of an opportunity this actually is, and we're going to be talking about why LCX is extremely undervalued. I mean, like, it's crazy to me that we had this nice cool off period, which, yes, can we go a little bit lower? Sure, but I do think that under 10 cents was a great area to pull the trigger. I think that as we look at LCX right now, and as we look at the market cap, and as we look at things happening around the world, right now, LCX is in a great position. We're also going to be addressing the Quant partnership with LCX. From my video from the other day, I did mention that I would be doing a video on it. I think I'm actually a day late on it. I do apologize, but hey, let's talk about a few things that happened. Well, history has been made. LCX has done a tokenized bond, a $10 million euro tokenized bond. LCX is the first company in the cryptocurrency industry to issue a fixed yield earning product, EUR-T7 tokenized bond, that is based on an approved securities prospectus. This is absolutely huge. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, 12.1K views, 231 likes, 77 retweets. Nobody even seen this. That's practically no one, right? We do see down here, the first offering is the EUR-T7 tokenized bond, which is issued by LCX AG, that offers a fixed coupon of 7% per annum. The EUR-T7 token has a maximum investment requirement of 1,000 euros, thus limiting the maximum number of investors to 10,000. LCX Earn and its first product offering, the EUR-T7 tokenized bond, will be launched and available at the LCX platform on March 1st, 2023. LCX is proud to offer the EUR-T7 tokenized bond to its users, providing them with an innovative investment opportunity that combines the benefits of blockchain technology with the security of traditional bonds. And of course, if you guys do want to sign up for the LCX exchange, you guys are more than welcome to check out the link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. But let's take a quick look at the overall efficiencies behind this. So, everything that you could see out on the screen is what is basically full transparent around this tokenized bond. But over here, right, we see a few things. So, LCX files for 10 million euro blockchain bond. It got approved, but this was what they were applying for. Now, at first, the tokenized bond was called LCX S1. This was their first token around it. You guys do see the 7%, and you can see the summary here as well with the maturity/term, 7 years max, quarterly termination possible as well. It's going to be earning 7% per year. It's a small tokenization at this current moment in time, but it's still 10 million euros, which is great to see. I do think that we're going to start to see this move more and more forward on. I think that as digitization and tokenization takes over, LCX is going to be a big name in the game for this. But this is a huge opportunity, and in fact, it is a historical moment in time for all of crypto, not just LCX, but all of crypto. But we have the actual full-on update here. So this is your T7 tokenized bond, earn 7% fixed yield per, again, year. And we do see that this is verified LCX users in 30 countries, including, and here you guys have all of those major areas. Now, sadly, I won't be able to participate in this because, you know, the United States is kind of lame with a lot of their regulatory processes. So right now they are avoiding the US. Thanks, Gary. But you guys do see that this is huge for these European areas around the world, and it's supported in 30 countries already. This is awesome. Now, we do see down here that as part of our commitment to transparency and compliance, we are requested to make all relevant documents, including the security prospectus and its translated versions, available to the public. This is one of the most transparent projects out there. I honestly cannot see why nobody would want to pay attention to what LCX is doing here. This is a huge opportunity, and like I said, this is massive for the crypto industry. Now, let's talk about something very interesting here, because although this is great, it takes me to my next area of focus. Because in my video from the other day, I said that we're going to be talking about LCX and Quant, and why the power and the potential behind what LCX just did is much bigger. So let's go over here. So I know that we shared this in many videos before with LCX, but the reason why I bring this possible, or not possible, this partnership back up is because of the possibilities around it. We do see down here that settlement of CBDCs, banking stablecoins, and digital asset securities. This is that implementation of that. This is what they are working on, collaborating with, and integrating with each other's technologies around the banking and financial sector. This is all around CBDCs and banking stablecoins with digital asset securities as well. And together, they are going to empower this for community, enterprise, and institutional clients. This is a huge opportunity, like I said. Now, we just recently seen on the 7th, Quant post this commercial stablecoin issuance, part 1, considerations and benefits. Now, again, you guys can go and check this out where you have it in the Y section. So if you go to the all section over here, you could see all of these posts. They have a ton of posts around fund tokenization, all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you guys right now, if you hold QNT, or even if you hold some of these other tokens that are focused on tokenization, digitization, I highly suggest you guys check these out. But I seen this post and I was like, wow, this actually gave us a little bit of an insight on why I think that this partnership with LCX, with Quant, is much larger than most anticipate. So obviously, you guys know CBDCs are on their way. We'll talk about that here in a second. But this is more so about stablecoins, commercial grade stablecoins. So banks around the world, including some well-known global banks, have begun issuing their own digital currency known as commercial stablecoins. The benefits are significant, but it's not all plain sailing. There's a variety of factors to consider before implementing. Now, they do mention algorithmic stablecoins here, commercial stablecoins, all that kind of stuff. It's not like algorithmic stablecoins at all. These stablecoins, commercial grade stablecoins, are digital currencies whose value is tied to the price of traditional fiat currencies. The purpose of this is a one-to-one peg to minimize the volatility typically associated with cryptocurrencies. And we do see them mention the first known stablecoin was BitUSD, released on the BitShares blockchain on July 21st, 2014. Since then, the market has grown to approximately $153 billion with Tether, USD Coin, Binance, and so many other ones. Now, we do see global banks are exploring the virtues of minting their own stablecoins as awareness that the underlying blockchain technology has the potential to bring numerous benefits to both wholesale and retail customers begins to grow and regulators begin to take shape. This is evidenced in Japan, for example, where its parliament has passed legislation permitting yen-linked stablecoins, which again, most banks are already moving towards this. Also, in March of 2022, ANZ, however you guys want to pronounce it, it's totally fine, became the first bank in Australia to mint its own stablecoin, AS, or basically it's ASDC, but it's fine, however you want to pronounce it as well, and execute the country's first stablecoin payment, an AUD $30 million payment to a private wealth manager, while in the United States, a group of 5 banks is planning to issue a stablecoin it calls USDF, in response to concerns over non-bank issued equivalents. And also head of digital assets at KPMG, Ian Taylor. My sense is that based on conversations we have had with financial institutions, it is now on their radar. Their innovation teams are looking at the technology and thinking about how they can improve their own processes. We are working a growing number of fintechs that have already publicly announced they will be rolling out stablecoins within their merchant networks. So, we take a look at this. There's a ton of things to consider, but as we look at what's happening around the technology aspect of things, I do believe that LCX with Quant, specifically around the EU area, are going to play a vital role in tokenization and digitization of this form. For an example, they even mention in Europe, stablecoins are subject to the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation proposal launched by the European Commission last year. Currently, MiCA prohibits the issuance of algorithmic stablecoins, which is totally fine because, again, we're focused on the tokenization and settlement, or I should say the implementation and settlement of CBDCs, banking stablecoins, and digital asset securities here. If LCX is going to work on Quant with this, or I should say work with Quant on this, then this is going to be a huge opportunity. Now, also outside of just stablecoins alone, we also talk about CBDCs. We also talk about e-money tokens, fiat currencies or commodities, things like that. Like all of these are being fully revolutionized. So as we focus on this, there's so much more here for LCX and Quant to work on. And even recently, Quant even quoted this tweet here, I shouldn't say this tweet, but this article here in this tweet, Hong Kong is in the process of issuing tokenized green bonds and has hired these respective names to work on the issuance. And this was around a tokenized Hong Kong green bond. Remember, we just seen LCX have a tokenized bond through Europe. This is huge. So as we focus on this, right, we're seeing things move extremely fast. Again, CBDCs. I mentioned all throughout 2022, I said, look at the announcement year for CBDCs, right? There was a ton. There were 7 pages, in fact, around CBDCs. In fact, I actually think that, yeah, there's a full 7 pages around CBDCs and their announcements around pilots, research, all that kind of stuff. Then also recently, as you guys do see down here, we've seen the UAE Central Bank to issue CBDC, China to launch a National Blockchain Research Center around CBDCs, and also the ECNY. I mean, we are starting to see big moves happening around CBDCs, which gets me to the point on, okay, well, if we're seeing LCX move forward on tokenization of bonds, which again, like this is a huge opportunity, then what's there next for LCX? Because they just tokenized a bond. Well, now are we going to see implementation and settlement for CBDCs, banking stablecoins, and all this kind of stuff? Because that would be pretty large. And again, you know, I come back to this partnership announcement because we're seeing Quant also focus on this. If you go back to their use cases, right? If we go back to the use cases over here from Quant's side and we scroll down to the news, you could see this around CBDCs. For example, if you go to CBDCs, there's been a ton of discussions from Quant's side on CBDCs and how DOT in 2023 is going to be focused on this, creating the right ecosystem for digital currencies, digital money, all this kind of stuff. Like, they have been hyper focused on this area. And I think that it's great to mention the partnership that they have with LCX because these are both 2 companies that are focused on clarity, being transparent, regulations, preparing ecosystems for the next evolution of money, fiat, etc. Like, these 2 are building out strong core infrastructures for the future. And it's more and more evident as days go by that this is clear. They are focused. They know what's happening. They understand what's happening. We are seeing big shifts happening around the banking scene, the institutional grade scene. So I could not be any more happier to see LCX creating history like this, doing incredible moves like this, while again, most people just underwrite LCX because they're like, oh, well, the exchange sucks, right? It's funny because although, yeah, the exchange might still be in its infancy. I mean, go back to Binance when Binance first launched, or Coinbase when Coinbase first launched. Like, their exchanges sucked. But this is still a very early on project. And I mean, it's under a $100 million market cap, fully diluted 112.4 million dollars. Like, compare this to some of the other tokens out there that are just exchange tokens. Now, ask yourself, does Binance, does Coinbase, does any of these top tier exchanges offer tokenized bonds where you could earn 7% fixed yield on them? The answer is no. This is the first cryptocurrency company that has done this. This is history in the making. This is a very, very large innovation. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.